Steve, it was all about those goals either side of half-time and some searing pace from their number 10, wasn't it? Absolutely terrific.
Yeah, no, listen, Jim, we've got to thank Palace for coming down.
Yeah.
You know, Sean's brought a younger side than he anticipated, but that's due to obviously some players being called into the first team squad for training and stuff. So it was a good workout for us. I felt for the first 30 minutes we were okay, we done well. You know, we caused them a few problems. And it just comes down to errors. And like I say, pre-season there's no points on it, so we can get away with it, we can work on them. It was just, like you say, they showed that they're a fit side. My team showed that they could equally match that. It was just down to them individual errors, you know, that have cost us. But again, like I say, there's no points on it, so I won't bleat on too much about it.
I was impressed with the way we kept going. I mean, even though we were 3-0 down, we didn't throw in the towel, and we still were making a few half chances right up to the end, which I thought was good.
Yeah, I think we need to, if I'm being brutally honest, we need to do a bit of work on the final third. There's certain aspects of the game that I'm not too pleased with, but that's what pre-season's about, and these games are about to try and work and see where we can put the wrongs right. And I say we'll always give it a go. We'll always carry on. But it's just, like I say, we just got to try and eradicate certain things going at the moment, and we'll be fine.
Sure. You've still got a few trialists here.
Yep.
How do you, without giving too many secrets away, I mean, how long do you keep those? How long do you keep trying? Obviously, you know, do you call them back? What's your sort of criteria with those?
Well, we've still got 6 weeks left of pre-season. You know, we come back a couple of weeks earlier because we thought the season was going to start earlier. We just got knocked back, so they will still be around for another couple of weeks. But what we'll do is these boys we've got with us, I feel, have got potential, and I've got one already going in to play a game next Wednesday for somebody at a level below us. And if we can get them in playing regular football there and keep tabs on them, they could be one for us as the season goes on. So I would never dismiss anybody straight away. We have a good look. Managers phone all the time, have we got any players? And if our player fits their role that they want, and the player goes and does well for them, we could look at maybe a dual reg situation. So we wouldn't just dismiss them straight away. And also, like I said, that we need to up our game a little bit in terms of the players that I've signed, because again, we're only about minutes at the minute, but these next 3 or 4 friendlies are going to be about players stamping their authority to get a starting place on October the 3rd, I think it is. And like I say, there's plenty of work to be done from the staff, but the players have to do the equal amount of work to get themselves in the starting 11.
Sure. Now, we played two sort of fairly classy sides, you could say, with lots of technique and lots of ability in Wimbledon and Palace this evening. Yeah. We've got Lewis on Saturday. That will pose a different set of questions, won't it?
Yeah,
probably.
But again, Hugo Langton's a manager. He's got a young side down there with a few experienced players, but they'll be the same. They'll be like any other side pre-season. You know, it's difficult because we're trying to play a way that I want us to play when the season starts. You know, I don't want to come here on a Tuesday night or a Saturday and try and do something we won't do on a normal National South League game. So we're trying to do things how we want things to be done. It's not working at the moment, but we've got time, and as that time goes on, we'll get it right.
Sure, and you know, you still can try different things, I guess, different lineups, different formations, even at this stage.
Yeah, I feel we've got a good squad, good core of players that can all fight out for positions. It's up to them to make it count, and like you say, we can change the system now and again. Few permutations that we've got up our sleeve, and we'll see them in the next few games.
Sure. No, our hearts went into our mouths quite literally when we saw Biro go down, but I assume he's okay. He did carry on.
Yeah, no, it was one of those. It looks a bit robust from our side. Sonny and that said it looks a bit robust from their flower from their side. It's one of those. Thankfully, he got up, dusted himself down, and carried on. And the pleasing thing for me is that's another 60 minutes Tom Beer's got under his belt. So that's 2 games now he's played 60 minutes, and touch wood, he doesn't have no recurrence of any problems, and he can continue with his rehab and his pre-season, getting ready for the start in October.
Sure. And again, Parky looked very good tonight as well, I thought.
Yeah, Parky, again, it's managing him. We've had a good chat, and 20 minutes was enough for him tonight after a good half on Saturday. And again, we'll manage him how we see fit.
Brilliant. Well, that's very great news. Well, thanks very much indeed, Steve, and we look forward to Saturday's friendly at Lewis. Thank you.
Lovely. Cheers, Jim.
Was that 4 games now into pre-season? How do you feel it's going?
Yeah, it's going well. Personally, I feel a lot fitter than I did this time last year. But I think the boys look sharp, look fit. Played 2 really fit and hungry sides last Saturday, Tuesday. And we're all getting gradually a bit more minutes, whether it's 30 or 60 minutes. So yeah, I think we're getting there. Need to cut out mistakes, and could have been an even scoreline tonight. But yeah, those things will come. We've got new players, and we're gelling nicely.
When you play against Premier League development
Yeah.
sides or Football League sides in the case of Wimbledon, the games aren't like National League South
No,
games,
not
are they?
at all.
They play differently. It's more about the fitness and the workout, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, for us definitely. Gaffer's emphasis is on getting minutes. As I said, like these boys are between 18 and 23 years old, very fit, know what they're doing, training every day. You can see the boys that when they come off, they're doing strength work in the stand, whereas we just go and get our socially distant shower. So it's very much obviously a professional setup and different for us. But it's a great test for us because it shows where we're at personally and as a team in terms of fitness levels. We've been working really hard in the ways that we can. Pre-season's been good. Obviously a much longer pre-season with the season not starting until later. But yeah, playing the likes of AFC and Palace is only going to help us because we obviously come up against strong physical sides in the National League South, whereas these boys probably play a little bit more football than what we used to, bar 4 or 5 sides that like to get it down and play. So yeah, it's a good different dynamic for us, which will only help us in the long run.
It's a strange pre-season. It's later, but I mean the season's not going to start till first week of October at the earliest, so that's sort of 6 weeks' time. So we're the equivalent now of 20th of June in a normal season, and we've already played 4 games.
Yeah, we played 4.
So it's odd, isn't it?
Gaffer just said we've got 5 left, so it's and they're all on a Saturday. So it is strange. Hopefully it can help us. Obviously, great detail and preparation. Gives the Gaffer longer to look at things that he may need to have worked on from last year. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, we've still got quite a lot of players. So it's good competition for places as well. So hopefully the longer pre-season will help us once we eventually get to kick a ball in the National League.
Yeah, not many changes to the squad that ended last. Well, we never did end the season, but
No.
yeah, from the squad that played our last game.
No, and I don't think if you look back on the second half of the season where we started to kick on, you'd have been our form was fantastic.
Yeah.
And particularly was it March time, we were looking really strong, keeping clean sheets, scoring goals. It was starting to come together for us, and that experience as a squad together, I think, is part of the reason Gaffer's decided to keep everyone together.
Yeah.
Obviously, the addition of Cams, natural left-footed player. Crofy's back, which is great. Little man's back, offers a different dynamic up top. So those little additions will hopefully bolster what we perhaps were missing at the start of last year, so we can kickstart from where we left off in was it March time.
And I mean, we haven't spoken to you since you were awarded Player of the Year again. So
Thank
many
you very much.
congratulations.
Thank you.
It's,
Yeah, massive
nice
thank you
one.
to all the fans that voted for me. Couldn't quite believe it, to be honest. 3 years in a row. Club's close to my heart, and love playing my football down here. And I really appreciate everyone that spent the time to vote for me. So thank you very much.
And no doubt whatsoever you'd signed this year. It's perhaps a little
no,
earlier
I
than you
mean,
have in the past.
No, I've had a couple of conversations with other people, but to be honest, I had a conversation with Macca a few times, and yeah, there's no wanted to stay and see what we could do this year, because I feel like the points per game that put us in, was it 15th in the table, was justified, and hopefully we can look above us this year rather than looking below us, and it's an exciting challenge.
I suppose you mentioned about your other team who you go
Super
and watch an
Leeds,
awful lot, Leeds
Upper
United,
Whites.
Premier
Yeah,
League
no.
side.
I turn up to the first session here, Leeds top, seeing all the boys, and they know what Leeds means to me. So I'm delighted. It'd just be nice to going to enjoy every Premier League game that I get to watch, because things like Match of the Day, Super Sunday, Monday Night Football, you take for granted. And it's been a long 16 years. I was 10, 11 years old when we got kicked out of Prem. So I'm delighted that we've managed to do it. So bring it on.
Yeah, and of course the other thing to talk about at the moment is when fans are going to be let in. There seems to be at least a little bit of movement today, although not at our level.
It's ridiculously frustrating when you look at the other events that are going on. I think there's a socially distanced music festival the other day. People are going to restaurants, people are allowed to be in crowded places, but look at the space. You could easily control it. You could easily make sure people are socially distanced, and it's frustrating. I know not every club will have the same facilities that we've got and what clubs higher up the chain have, but it definitely needs to be looked at, and I keep seeing the stuff on Twitter and retweeting it, and I think a lot of the players are behind it, because you play football, fans are football. Whether it's me going to watch Leeds or it's Tonbridge fans coming to watch Tonbridge, such an important part. Creating that atmosphere, help funding the club, providing money for the club, keeping the club ticking over, whether it's buying a burger or a beer or a bottle of water, or even ticket fee. And it's just, it doesn't feel right without having the Tonbridge fans in here. So hopefully things will change soon.
Let's hope so. Right.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Cheers, Jack. Thank you.